Hello, everyone. I'm Zabi Barnes, seashell yogi, mystic, shaman, and alchemy teacher. And in this video, we are going to be focusing on the third layer of the aura, the third subtle body, which is the mental body. This is the body that is governed by the solar plexus chakra. Remember, each subtle body has one primary chakra, and then all of the other chakras also run through it. So the chakra that feeds this body is the solar plexus chakra. The mental body extends from 3 to 8 inches from the physical body, which is about 7.5 to 20 centimeters from the body. So as you can see, this body is wider than the first two subtle bodies that we've looked at. People who see auras describe this layer of the aura as being primarily yellow in color, different shades of yellow, with blob-like structures within it that represent what we would call thought forms. So a thought form is like a packet of energy that contains a belief or a thought. And some thought forms are good, and some thought forms are not so good. So we can have both types of thought forms in this layer of our aura, and our job in strengthening and brightening our light is to let go of the thought forms that are not supporting us in our lives and to hang on to the thought forms that are supporting us in our lives. So basically, we want to get rid of the thought forms that deplete our light or that drain our light, and we want to keep the thought forms that brighten and strengthen our light. So, for example, maybe there was something that you were told over and over and over again in your life that was disempowering, maybe a message that you heard over and over again. And what happened is that message took root in your mental body and became a pocket of thought that continues to play over and over and over and over like a broken record, telling you that negative message again and again and again, thus creating in the brain neural pathways that run in a loop, repeating that thought over and over and over and over. So if it's a disempowering thought, you would want to clear the energy of it out of that layer of your aura, out of the mental body of the aura. And then you would want to replace it with a positive, empowering thought form. So whenever we're doing anything with positive affirmations, that is a very mental process, and positive affirmations work on this layer of the aura. Positive affirmations, when we repeat them again and again and again, we actually create a thought form in this layer of the mental body that can play itself over and over again when we need to remember that particular message. So we can also get confused in this layer of our aura in the mental body. Confusion happens when we have conflicting thought forms. So maybe you have a thought form that says that you're stupid because your big brother told you that when you were 2 years old, and you believed it and you continued to believe it, and that thought form stayed in your mental body, and you have that belief, I'm stupid, I'm stupid, I'm stupid. But then maybe you also have a thought form that says I'm smart because your third grade teacher told you how smart you were at spelling, and you latched onto that belief, oh, I'm smart, I'm good in school, I'm smart. And so you have a thought form telling you that you're smart. So now you have these dueling thought forms that are both existing in your energy field. And so on the one hand, you're attracting people to you who recognize you as being smart, and on the other hand, you're attracting to you people who recognize you as being stupid, because people are responding to the thought forms that you carry in your aura. We respond to each other's thought forms all the time at a subconscious level. We also respond subconsciously to the colors in each other's auras in the emotional level. We're sensing each other's auras all the time when we pass by somebody, when we are near them in their presence. We're sensing these different layers of the aura and what's going on in each layer. And what is going on in the different layers of the aura is then affecting the circumstances that we attract to ourselves, the people and the opportunities that we attract to us. And also sometimes we're repelling things away from us based on thought forms or based on what we talked about in the last video with the colors of the emotions. This layer of the aura is also where we carry the energy that allows us to be linear in our thinking. And there are other layers of the aura that gives us a different type of intelligence. But this is the layer of the aura where that linear, logical, rational thought capability occurs. When this layer of our aura has a lot of conflicting thought forms, it creates energetic entanglements. And those energetic entanglements cause our thinking to become convoluted. And then it's no longer linear, it's no longer rational, and it's hard for other people to follow what we're saying or to understand what we're trying to explain to them. So we want to work on the mental layer of the aura to get it as clear as possible, clear of conflicting thought forms, clear of disempowering thought forms. And then we get to have free will and we get to choose which thought forms we would like to have running in our energy body. And we hopefully are choosing the supportive thought forms that tell us that we are loved and that we are precious and that we are brilliant and that we are valued. When we are clear in this energy body, it's easier for us to speak affirmations to other people in such a way that those affirmations go into another person's aura, into this layer of their aura. So, for example, when my daughter was a teenager and she had just learned how to drive, and I would tell her, be safe. Be safe. That was one thought form that I really wanted to be running in her energy field so that she would remember to be safe in driving and not to be taking crazy risks. And as a healer, as a healing teacher, there's a thought form that I want to plant in everyone's mental body, and that is the belief and the truth and the knowledge that all can heal. All can heal. And I want that to be a thought form. And I invite you right now, if you would like to receive that thought form, I invite you right now to embrace it and allow it to enter into your mental field, that all can heal. So let's look at some of the energies that hang out in our mental body. This is where we carry the energies of beliefs about our role in society and our role here on earth. Beliefs about our ability to support ourselves and to provide for our physical needs. Beliefs about our body and its ability to heal itself. Beliefs about our physical needs. In this layer of the aura, we also carry our beliefs about being in control or being out of control. And this is where the need to control others might occur, or being able to allow others to experience life as they choose. The ability to let go of that need to control other people also would be in this layer of the aura. This is where we carry our thoughts and beliefs about energy exchange, about how much we're worth, how much we should get paid, or how much we should pay for things that we want in life. Some people are totally wired through this layer of the aura to always say that things are too expensive, or to say I can't afford it, even if they can, because there's a thought form in this layer of the aura that runs the message, you can't afford it, you can't afford it, it's too expensive, it's too expensive. And so that would be a disempowering thought form that would be a good thing to clear out, because once you give yourself permission to afford things, now you're going to open up to being able to magnetize the resources to afford what you're wanting to participate with in your life. So we carry thought forms about cash, our thoughts and our beliefs about cash, our thoughts and our beliefs about sex. This is also where the energy of trust, self-confidence, focus, and clarity resides. Also, our ability to commit and our ability to care about ourselves and about other people. This is the layer of the aura where we place value on things. And it's also where we're able to discern whether something is for us or not. It's where we carry the energy of criticism also. So if you're really critical, this would be an area of your energy body that you might want to spend some time working to clear out that energy of criticism. This is the layer of the aura where the intellect lies, and it's also where we're able to have laser focus and concentration, and it's where our memory hangs out. Sort of the memory muscles are in this layer of the aura. Also, our ethics and our humanitarianism is in this layer of the aura. So that is a lot of things that I just rattled off, but remember that if you click the link below, there's a PDF that gives you all of that spelled out, and you can go and look and see which chakra corresponds to which thing I just said. So now let's talk about what modalities, what types of healing are good for working with the mental body. So we already talked about affirmations, positive affirmations. Also, conscious goal setting is working on this particular layer of the aura. Whenever you're with a group or working on a business and you're writing a mission statement, that mission statement is addressing this layer of the aura. We carry our mission statement in this layer of the aura, which is why it's always good to have a mission statement about your life, just because that is something that people encounter when they meet you. They're encountering that in your aura before you even say your name and introduce yourself. Also, techniques like treasure mapping are really good. Anything where you're doing creative visualization to try to manifest, we're really working on the mental layer, trying to change the belief system so that we're freed up to have a better, easier time manifesting. But I want you to understand that manifesting is not just about the mental body, and this is where a lot of people go wrong, because they put their full focus on mental exercises and they haven't cleared the emotions, and they haven't cleared the other 5 layers of the aura, which also have energies that might be interfering with what they're trying to manifest. Finally, in this layer of the aura, another technique would be psychoanalysis. Certain forms of psychotherapy and psychoanalysis are working with the mental layer of the aura. For years, I was confused about the difference between the emotional body and the mental body because I was struggling with emotional issues and mental illness due to years of childhood abuse. And so for me, those two areas were really intermingled, the emotional and the mental. And they do reside right next to each other and they feed into each other. So the thoughts affect the emotions and the emotions affect the thoughts. So often we want to work both of those subtle bodies to really have a big healing happen. But they are two separate ways that we heal. So it's not enough just to do the mental. You got to do the emotional too. It's not enough to do just the emotional. A lot of times you have to work on changing the beliefs as well. And as we clear our mental body, we can break free from habitual thoughts and habitual beliefs that have followed us through our whole life. It's never too late to change your mind. That's the good news. Yeah, these thought forms may have been hanging out for a long time, but it's always possible to change your mind. And as we change our mind, we start to change our reality. As we change our emotions, we change our reality. And as we change the physical, etheric layer of the body, we also start to change our reality. So the last 3 videos, this one plus the other 2 that you've seen, they all have to do with changing the energies that affect our physical material plane. These are the 3 lower bodies because they're the innermost bodies in our Russian nesting doll. And they all affect our physical world. So if you're wanting to change something in your physical world, the change has to happen in 3 steps. There's an action step that has to do with the etheric body. There's an emotional step that has to do with the emotional body, and there's going to be a mental step that has to do with the mental body, changing the thought forms. So I'm going to tell you that I spent many years in my life going to traditional psychotherapy, Gestalt therapy, 5 years of psychoanalysis, 15 years of psychotherapy. And that kind of work was not enough for me. I did not clear all the thought forms through that traditional mind work. What worked for me was a much more comprehensive approach that really involved all of the subtle bodies, not just the mental subtle body. So for you, that may be true also, which is partly why I'm doing this series. No matter where you're noticing that you have things that you want to brighten and strengthen, and you may not have a big thing to heal the way I did, but wherever you're noticing, oh, I want to be stronger in that energy, I always like it when we take a comprehensive approach instead of just coming at it from one specific layer. I think that because we are multifaceted beings, that it's always good to have a multifaceted approach. So I'm going to sound a bit like a broken record when I tell you that my favorite way of healing anything is the seashell healing work, and that is because it does work through all of the layers of the aura. And it does so with a wisdom that goes far beyond my understanding. I'm giving you my understanding in these videos, and I also know that we are so much more complex than anyone is able to describe. So remember that you have the images of the three shells. The shell for the subtle bodies, the shell for permission to heal, and the seashell for light. And by interacting with those images, placing them under your pillow, sleeping with them, some people print them out and stick them in their bra, or put them in their pocket, or put it where they can look at it all day, like taped to their computer screen. The more you interact with those spirals, it will automatically start shifting the energies layer by layer by layer in your energy field. And so tonight when you go to bed, maybe you'll have the intention to clear out some of those unsupportive thought forms, and then you can work with some positive affirmation to bring in some more supportive thought forms for you. So thank you for taking this time today. In the next video, we will shift from working with the physical energies of our physical material plane reality into working with our more spiritual energies. So the next video, we will be talking about the astral body, which is the first of 4 spiritual layers of the aura. So I will see you next time.